Welcome to Simply What? What?
Okay. Hey there. This is Simply What. This is Caleb speaking to you.
This is Jesse.
And this is your friendly Riley.
Yeah, he's mostly friendly.
He's
and
super friendly.
we're gonna
Don't
talk to you
worry,
for a
he
while.
bites.
Don't be fooled, I'm not that friendly.
No,
He bites.
he's the friendliest person in the world. Are you kidding me? He's so friendly.
Yeah.
It's painful.
I
have
accept
scars.
everyone,
Okay, so
except
Yeah.
the British.
we'll be here with you for a while.
I'm
So
kidding. I totally accept
let's get
British. I
into
love
some
British people,
topics
actually.
so we can
Yeah,
hook
where's
people.
the topic list?
Topic
Topic
list.
list.
Give me my topic list.
My topic list.
Give me
bitch.
my topic list.
That's
It's my topic
I'm
list.
surrounded by 4-year-olds.
because you know you're so much better.
Okay, topic. What do you want to talk
You're
about?
the one that made a
Alright,
pornography joke last
I don't
time.
know. There's lots of topics we could talk about. Fallout.
Okay, Fallout.
The game.
Yeah, that is a video game. in
Actually,
case-
we're talking about nuclear fallout, like Siberia, Nevada,
Shut the fuck up, Riley.
Arizona.
Riley, no one likes a smartass.
Right?
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. Well,
GG,
fuck
bro.
you.
GG.
Well, you know what? Gee, you're
You know what?
fucking
You know,
G.
I will give him this. Some people do call it Hiroshima,
G, you're fucking G.
but all those people are fucking stupid.
Wow. Way to offend people in the first 5 seconds, man.
Bitch, I will eat you!
Actually, the bad part is that I actually did offend people in the
Yeah, you
first
did.
5 seconds. So
Okay,
I
so
talked about British people.
so
I
okay.
apologize to all of the British listeners.
and I apologize to all the Hiroshimites.
Yeah, you dick!
You just suck at this.
I'm sorry to the
Anyways,
world.
Fallout.
Fallout. Okay,
Um,
great game. A really great game, actually.
Tons of death and radiation.
Yeah. Personally, I haven't played that much. The most I've played of Fallout, I've mostly played Fallout New Vegas.
Bitch.
Why the fuck did you put your face on the mic?
Because it smells funny.
Oh my god.
Did
Okay. Well, anyways, I've mostly only played Fallout New Vegas. There was the one thing I love about all of the Fallouts. I did play Fallout 3
If you're gonna eat,
briefly,
don't crunch on the mic.
and
I'm
I
not trying to
did.
crunch on the mic.
I did play Fallout 2 for a small while.
Also a good game.
I played Fallout 2 for like a couple of hours. Anyways, the one thing I like about the Fallout series is God, it's been so long since I played. They have this one perk you can take. It makes everything weird.
That makes everything weird.
Yeah. Like in Fallout New Vegas, if you have this perk, you'll find a refrigerator with like a skull inside of it, like right in the starting town,
Yeah.
like right next to the starting town, and it'll be
Do you know the name of the starting town?
God no, I can't remember it.
Mega
I haven't played in like
No,
a
that's,
year and a half,
Fallout
2
3.
years.
Never mind.
I haven't played in like a year and a half or 2 years, so it's been a long time.
I'm probably going to be wrong here, but is it Springfield?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Why
Yeah.
don't you both be wrong and you get tons of hate on the comments section of
No, I
whatever.
think it is
your
actually.
post
I think it is actually Springfield.
Well, then I'll get tons of hate. There's gonna be hate all around, bitches!
I'm totally talking out of my ass there, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, I've never really
You can
played
let us
any
know
of these
that we're
games
wrong.
extensively, so anything that comes out of my mouth will be the equivalent of
All
diarrhea.
right, but in that fridge.
In this fridge, God, I think it's the. I think there's also like an alien. I think it's one of the first alien weapons that you receive. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. But anyway, with this trait, it's the only way that you can get alien weapons.
Huh. They see, I'm going to believe everything you say because the only way I've actually played New Vegas legitimately was I played for about 5 minutes legitimately, and I really didn't like the style that they went with it. The art style kind of bugged me. And so the only way I've actually played it is through mod kits where I could just fuck with weapons and make them super overpowered and shit. So
Well, see, I played New Vegas extensively. I think I won for the NCR. I never played for the Legion. For Kaisar's Legion, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I used to go into their main camp and just destroy everyone. I just pick them off because I absolutely hated Caesar's Legion.
Kind of like the Thalmor in
See,
Skyrim.
I remember there
Yeah,
was
you just hate them.
there's something about I don't know why I know a lot of people like this mechanic, and I'm not a huge fan of it in New Vegas. It's just that they really put a big thing on the factions and like what faction you run with, because they have
Yeah.
completely different campaigns for each faction.
Yeah. For New Vegas, there's 4 ways you can win the game.
Yeah.
You can go with the NCR. You can go with Caesar's Legion. You can go with God, what's his name?
I don't know. I didn't really.
Oh God,
enjoy
I can't remember the name of the guy who ran the city, who ran New Vegas.
I can't
But
remember.
you can go with his side, or you can side with yourself. And see, me personally, I'm attracted to the absolute order and democracy of the NCR. And that's actually the way I play games. Like in Skyrim, I've only ever once been on the side of the Nords because I can't. The Nords are just so. I don't like their weaponry, and I don't like their ideals.
Well, yeah, the Stormcloaks are racist. They're racist bastards.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I like the sense of an overarching order over everything.
Now you see that's the thing. The reason I say I don't really like that mechanic as much is because in Fallout 3. Really, when you come out of the vault, the only reason you even really leave the vault is because you are trying to find your father. And
Yeah.
when you're trying to find your father, along the way, you're learning all about what the project was that he was on. And it's really about trying to make sure that that project goes through. And I'm pretty sure I can avoid spoilers here since the game's been out for so damn long.
Yeah.
Duh.
If you haven't played it yet, then you're just a bitch.
Well, yeah, no, hold on. You're either a bitch or you don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, okay.
Or like,
I'm sorry. I will retract
I
that last
am a
statement.
proud bitch.
I will retract that statement. But play it if you haven't played it.
Or, you know,
But
don't.
in that
Whatever
one,
floats your goat.
there is factions. There is factions in that game because there's the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
There's the Outcasts, which they were part of the Brotherhood of Steel, but they just went off of a different belief system because they more or less were trying to do what the original Brotherhood of Steel did back in, because it's based in California. The Brotherhood of Steel is based in California,
yeah.
and really the Outcasts are the ones who are trying to do what their original mission was. But I don't agree with them as much, just because I feel like their mission changed, and there was more stuff that needed to be done more than just what they were given. And they just didn't realize that, so they got outcasted.
See, in New Vegas, the Brotherhood of Steel exists, but it's a very, very different mechanic from in Fallout 3. As a matter of fact, in New Vegas, the Brotherhood of Steel is kind of an outcast. Like, no one particularly likes the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, they have their own bunker, they stay to themselves, whereas in Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel was everywhere.
Yeah, the Brotherhood actually, their whole thing was originally when they first started out, like based in California, I believe they were trying to recover artifacts.
Yeah,
And,
that's their whole
yeah,
mission.
That was their whole mission, and that's what the Outcasts continue to do. But when they got there, they ended up having problems with the Enclave.
Oh, yeah,
And
of course.
And the Enclave, was the power put in by the former government that ended up becoming sentient by itself and kind of destroying everything that it was going for. At least in my mind, I don't really agree with the Enclave
Yeah,
because they kind of brainwash people.
I remember the Enclave. I didn't particularly care for them. The only memories I really have from Fallout 3 was getting my ass handed to me by mutants.
Yeah, that did happen a lot, but
Especially when they had miniguns, and all you have is like a small rifle that sucks.
which I actually that's one thing that I actually particularly liked in the
BB
game
gun.
was the fact that it gave you times when something was really easy for you to do, but it also gave you situations that were like really hard. It just depended on what you did as a player.
So it wasn't too hard, but it gave you challenges at the same
Yeah,
time.
I felt New Vegas was too easy.
So it's like every first person game ever, basically, is you start the game and it's fairly easy it's fairly easy or fairly difficult, and then as it progresses, it gets the exact opposite.
Not really, because I would say that when it started out,
And-
there were some very difficult things in the beginning of Fallout 3. There were some very difficult things, at least I thought. Like some of the head of state things were kind of difficult later on, and that's kind of, it depends on that's a side mission, so you can really do it whenever. But I did it fairly early. But like even trying to depending on how you get your levels, because you can actually level up. You could, when you go to first reactivate the radio tower for God, I can't remember the guy's name. But when you go to reactivate the radio station for Galaxy News Radio,
The
Three Dog. For
yeah,
Three Dog.
yeah. I remember doing that.
At that part, you could be all the way up to level, like, I think you could be up to like level 7 at that point. But if you were to just run the story all the way through, you'd probably be more like level 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So it could really depend on how challenging that is. Because I went
So,
in.
like any RPG, you can side quest until you're 10 levels higher than you need to be, and then you can go stomp the main quest line.
But
Or
that's
you
the
can
thing.
just forget about the main quest line.
But a lot of the times, because of where the side missions are placed, you don't entirely realize that they're all side missions.
You know what I'd like to see in a Fallout game? I'd like to see a multiplayer feature, like in
yeah.
Borderlands.
That needs to be there.
Where you can just have like 3, 4, 5 players, and probably 4, and you guys just band together, and it's more difficult, it's more challenging, but you generally have more fun when you play with other people.
Yeah.
The first time I actually have seen multiplayer style like that before, back all the way in Diablo 2, I think. Is where I
Oh
first
yes,
saw that,
absolutely.
where it's the same game, same world. The only difference is that you have another player, and because you have another player, the monsters all get stronger.
Well,
So
you can have up to like, what was it, 4 players? I think.
I don't know. I think it was up to 4 or 5, but still, you could do that, and it'd be harder. And so then they have the same thing in Borderlands, and that'd probably be a great addition to Fallout.
Yeah, I've heard rumor already. I might be
But-
talking out of my ass a little bit, but an educated ass.
What?
Yes, an
What the
educated.
fuck? An educated ass.
Yes.
I just imagine like
I just-
a donkey, like just an ass with like a top hat and like
A monocle.
Monocle.
Really? I just got a picture of a donkey in front of a college class lecturing about fucking quantum physics.
well,
Okay,
but then that led to
but,
me to thinking of like Democrats.
Okay, but I believe. Wow. Someone needs to apologize.
Hey,
Nope.
As a
political,
Democrat,
like-
I appreciated that joke.
Actually, yeah, I kind of did it too. But okay.
Are you a Republican?
No, I'm a Democrat.
No, yeah, okay.
Okay, but
Anyway, political bullshit aside.
I'm more conservative.
okay,
one.
but with that, I've heard rumor that there is supposed to be Fallout Online, that they're trying to make that.
How are they going to do
Okay.
the bats in that? Or was that just for Fallout 3 that they had the
They
bats
had that.
system?
They had that in Fallout New Vegas as well.
Well, how are you going to transmit that over? Because the whole point of bats is that it stops the
I believe-
time, and then you target, and you get like a percent chance to hit.
the way
but-
that
Well,
I would-
well, something
yeah.
It's
something
got a
you could
stop-motion
do
deal.
is like they did in Dota 2. They had for each ability they had a different button assigned to it, so you could do the same thing with this, and you could just assign a different body part to a different button. That way, you just go bam, 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 bam.
Well, and actually, there's one system that I thought about. What if it was an active VATS? Where,
Oh.
as you go, as the character moves, the percentiles change, and you got to try and get them at the right time. And once you
definitely
get that,
add
once you get that percentage stays like that.
That'd be an absolute bitch to program in, but I think that would
That'd be awesome.
that'd be a very
That would be really cool.
that'd be a very unique and very difficult thing that I think I could really appreciate something like that.
Yeah.
So
So
I could also
Bethesda,
see that going
if you-
awry and not working
so
well.
if Bethesda hears this, that is what you do.
Because they're totally going to care what 3 teenagers...
Hey, some companies do care. So,
Man,
Some. Not usually, though.
but along with the faction idea, I remember. So just so I can finish off my thought was that because you're following your father, there's really only one way to end the game. It's one choice at the end of the game.
Well, but
I never
then again,
finished the game.
that's why people love factions. Is that it's another way that you can take different paths. It's not just I have to follow this predestined path. You can take these different paths and create a different world, and you have options of how it ends.
Okay,
And,
well-
that's why the whole ending to the Mass Effect series was complete bullshit, because it was just this moral choice at the end. The one moral choice at the end decided everything, whereas throughout the entire series of the 3 games, you can keep your character, and things you did in last game in Mass Effect 1 affect the world of Mass Effect 2. Things you do in the world of Mass Effect 2 affect the world of Mass Effect 3 if you carry your save file, and you can change things, and things have an effect. But then, in this game series, where you can change everything and create these vastly different worlds with your choices, in the end, it doesn't matter what you did. When it always mattered what you did. It always changed things. But then it stopped mattering what you did. At the end, because no matter what you did before, you had the same moral choice of 3 options. And that's why it was stupid. Because it completely wrecked the idea of creating these different worlds.
But
they
did the same thing at the end of Fallout 3, though.
Well, but Mass Effect was more... Well, I don't know. But the reason... I should clarify. I don't hate the idea of ending with a moral choice. I just feel like Mass Effect having that moral choice... Like, maybe you could end it with a moral choice, but, you could get different endings based on how you played through the series. Because that was a big thing in the series, is that what you did in Mass Effect 1 could affect the world of Mass Effect 2. You could have different worlds, kind of. And different things going on based on what you did in the previous games. Whereas at the end of the series, it doesn't matter what you did. Nothing has effect on your moral choices in the end.
Okay, so
Well, yeah, I remember when I did my run through of Mass Effect 2, I lost my original Mass Effect run through.
And I bet that you did not want to try and go back and replay Mass Effect 1.
No. Well, okay, but Mass Effect 2, there was
brother does it
that
routinely.
scanner. The whole scanner thing was just bullshit. That's the only thing I cheat on in that game, is getting myself resources.
Anyway.
Is because it's a chore to get through
well, that's
the
all the stuff
resources.
they took out in the Mass Effect 3 anyway.
Yeah.
You were saying...
When you lose your save file, you meet Miranda. Like, you still meet Miranda, but it's a neutral Miranda. Like, you can take it any way you want.
Well, yeah,
which kind of sucks, in my opinion, because if you fuck Miranda at the end of Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect, like, that's going to have a different effect on Mass Effect 2, isn't it?
But
Yeah, I would.
I honestly love that, because if you carry the same save file over, the same Shepard, the choices you made in the past affect the world today. If you screw someone over, if you're at this pivotal moment in history and you screw someone over, because it's still technically the same character in Mass Effect 2, it's not gonna... If you screw someone over, then they're not just gonna be like, oh, well, we're in a different game, so I love you now. It's, no, you screwed me over, you asshole, I hate you. And so then if you've lost your save file, they can maybe assume a generic
No, but here's
path
your question
for
for me. Mass Effect 3, how would you end it?
I wouldn't have one ending. I wouldn't have one moral choice. Like, maybe you could do moral choices, but not the one specific deal. What I would do is maybe
But how do you
have...
end the game, then? How do you end the
What
game?
you could do is, instead of having the moral choice at the end, you could have the 3 different ways that it ends, or just that same sort of idea, but instead of having the moral choice dictate it, have your path through the game dictate it.
No, but
because that's
what
something...
if you have a QuickTime event? The idea of a QuickTime event where you have bam, 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 and you have to hit those, but it's more of a, you progress through a level of something, like you progress through a level, and you have choices during this level that affect it.
Yeah, well, because...
No, but that
That way you
that's-
always have a similar ending, but you can have like one of like say 9 ways to end.
If you
so
actually...
you extrapolate that QuickTime idea and apply it just to the series and the fact that the way what you do throughout the series affects how it's
No.
going to end.
Not well. I don't know how Mass Effect 3 ends. I've never even played Mass Effect 3, so I don't know what the ending is. Is it just Shepard?
No. So in the end, you I don't care about spoilers. You should have.
It's
played
been
the game
long
by now.
enough.
Yeah. You defeat the Reapers and whatnot, and then Shepard gets taken up to this observation deck on the obelisk dealio you build that shoots them and kills them. And basically, you get this choice because the Reapers kind of serve kind of a genetic pruning sort of a service for the galaxy. I don't forget exactly what it is, but basically, the choice you have is either take all the races, because the Reapers actually take the genetics of all the races they destroy and insert them into themselves and kind of preserve them in that sense. So you can either have everyone integrated into the Reapers, you can either take control of the Reapers and stop them and use them as tools for whatever you use them for. If you've been a good guy, then good things. Or you can destroy them entirely, but it can cause some other damage. So you can basically become the ruler of the universe because the Reapers are under your control. You could destroy the Reapers entirely and save everyone, be it Awesome Goody Two-Shoes. I mean, there's the Renegade, take control of the Reapers, Paragon, destroy the Reapers, or you can go the neutral route, which is what the Super Being is telling you, to let the Reapers continue this cycle. But nothing that you do throughout the series affects that. You still go up there, no matter what you do, you still go up there, you still get those 3 options laid out to you that simply. So instead of having some stupid moral choice dictated at the end, one moral choice, how about the way you progress through the game affects it? Just like from game 1 to game 2, you can have different characters, different world based on how you
Here's the
were
thing.
Well,
in the
hold on.
first game.
From game 1 to game 2, because you know that there's going to be a sequel, then your choice at the end of game 1 has to affect game 2. But because it completely ends at 3 and there's nothing along, then you only get one. Then you only get one choice because there's nothing coming after it. So that is the end.
Well, no,
Well,
no,
hold
no,
on,
but
hold on, hold on,
instead of
hold on.
making, what I'm saying is you can still have the same number of endings. You can even keep the same 3 different endings. But instead of making it a single moral choice that the rest of the game doesn't matter, you're going to come to that choice and do whatever, have it be the rest of the play, your play through the game series that dictates it, as opposed to, well, I don't know, what do you feel like at this moment?
Well, actually, because you say you
I don't
like
like
Fallout, right?
No, actually.
You don't like the ending of Fallout?
Well, I've never actually played the ending.
The-
Played through Fallout. You never even. You just asked me if I liked Fallout, not the
Okay.
ending of it.
The ending of Fallout 3, when you get to that point, you get up to the Jefferson Memorial, which is where the final product of your father's invention that's supposed to purify all the water.
Yeah.
It's a giant pump that he invented that's supposed to purify the water so that way it'll de-radiate and people can survive.
Yeah.
And actually it has a cure for the super mutants in it. So like the mutants will become regular people again.
Yeah.
Now, you have a choice at the end of that. Your father runs in to try and activate it, but he gets killed. Now, here's the thing. You have the choice of either waiting it out and just letting them destroy the thing. You have the choice of going in and activating the device, or you have the choice, you can go in and put a poison in.
Well,
Which
hold
would
on.
kill
Was
everyone.
that the
No.
end of it?
Okay.
That was the end of the main game
let,
before they
let
created
me
Broken
clarify
Steel.
something
Oh my
here.
God.
I didn't say that I didn't. I actually specified even that I don't. It's not that I don't like the whole moral choice idea. I just feel like with the fact that from game 1 to game 2, they didn't have a moral choice at the end of game 1 that
Because
determined
there was
the
a
path.
sequel.
No, they didn't just take a moral choice that determines the path of what happens in Mass Effect 2. It's just your playthrough of the game, of your side quests, the way you treat your characters is all what determines that. It actually is complex and organic, and it works instead of being, well, what do you feel like playing in the next game? A, B, or C? And that was a theme throughout the entire game. It was an organic way of doing the moral choice. Instead of one A, B, C question, it was life. You would live through it. You would play through it. You'd make choices, and it would affect in subtle ways.
But
and
in
it
the
was,
end-
but in
Yeah.
the end, instead of having that organic feel all the way through, they just rip it out of the ground, and they're like, well, what do you feel like? A, B, or C? Which completely goes against what they had in the other.
But
the
it
other
doesn't.
games.
Because if you look at
Yes,
life,
it does.
at times,
Sometimes you get an
there
A, B, or C choice,
no,
but
yeah,
it's
there are
never that
pivotal-
cut and dry.
There are pivotal moments in your own life that
Yeah.
you have to make an A, B, or C choice.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
but
moment
Caleb,
affects
it was
entirely what
literally
happens.
A, B, or C, as opposed to, well, there's good reasons for this, good reasons for that.
But there was those choices. There are good reasons for each one.
No, but you're not getting it. The point is not that, oh, it's the different endings and the different choices. It's the fact that they took it from a complex, organic, lifelike feel to A, B, or C.
So what you're saying, what you're
The
suggesting
mechanic of it
is that
was bullshit.
Hold on.
And completely different from what they had in the previous games.
So all you're saying is that all you wanted was instead of being able to make a choice, your choice is decided for you.
No, what
Yeah,
I'm
because-
saying is it
because
shouldn't have
that's
been
the only way to
simplified-
solve that.
No, it shouldn't have been simplified down to one choice. It
But it
shouldn't
wasn't
have
That,
just
that
been
doesn't make
choices.
sense. That doesn't make sense at all because then you continue the game. You have to end a game, right?
Yeah, no, so instead
You
of
have to
having
end the game.
But they took away the lifelike feel when they made it A, B, or C, as opposed to you make your choices through the game. And instead of being like something you did in Mass Effect 1, there are moments, I believe, in Mass Effect 1 that'll affect stuff in Mass Effect 3 because you made a choice there. But it's a subtle way that makes sense. And it's not like, well, I don't know, do I want to get this way in Mass Effect 3 or do I want to get that way? It's okay, here's the situation, here's how it's playing out, what are you going to do? What do you think you should do? And then that creates a different part of Mass Effect 3. So, you could have it where you're like, just the way you choose throughout the game in your different situations and reacting to the situations, the way they affect in the world could lead you to one specific ending, and you could have that ending. You do different choices throughout the series. You get a different... You
No,
get
but see,
the
here's the
second
thing.
ending. But instead of simplifying it to, well, A, B, or C.
But here's the thing: in Fallout 3, when they end it, depending on what your A, B, or C choice is, you get a different
but
ending.
the
Okay,
thing
okay,
is,
okay. Stop. You're
been
comparing
over that.
Bethesda to who made Mass Effect?
Yeah, but
Wasn't
they
it
both-
Ubisoft?
But it's both the same thing where they end with an A, B, or C
well,
decision.
okay.
No, because you have two different companies.
And also, like I said, I'm
I
not
still don't understand what you're
opposed
getting at.
to the A, B, or C. They took it from organic to it wasn't organic anymore. They took
How
it
do
from
you make it organic?
the way they did it through games 1, 2, and 3.
Explain that.
So you have situation of stuff going on, and instead of thinking, well, do I want to be a good guy, a bad guy, or a neutral guy? You're like, okay, well, this is how shit's going down. I got to deal with this, and you're actually interested in what's going on, the situation itself, and so you make your choice based on that situation. It's
So-
not like,
so,
well, A,
quick-
B, or C.
So,
It's organic.
so like in Mass Effect 2, quick time choices, where you had a timer, and you had to make a choice.
No, it's just like in your general interactions, your general not specifically the quick time events, but just in your general interactions where you treat someone like you treat a character like I don't.
So what you're saying
know,
is, what you're saying is, throughout the entire Mass Effect series, is if you fuck up, if you screw over a Krogan in the first Mass Effect, that can come back and kick your ass in Mass Effect 3. That's what you're saying, yes?
I'm fairly certain there were some times that could extend that far. That was just.
But
Okay, to be fair, I am
the
sort
idea.
of- I'm sort of talking out of my ass here, but yes, that is the general idea. Things carry over.
Okay, but
But Mass Effect
before
3, Yeah.
before you get to the observation, do you have any how can they make it? Do you have any other choice but to go to the observation deck?
No, they can send you to the observation deck.
What do you
But the-
want?
I don't want them to be like, so literally what they did is the whole thing with the Reapers and like how they served this whole idea for the galaxy. They had a beautiful ending for the game where the Reapers were blowing up, and then they send you up to this observation deck and they're like, oh my god, well, the Reapers serve this purpose, and here are your choices. You could either let them continue their thing, you could take control of them forever, or you could just leave them destroyed. They had a beautiful ending, and then they pull you up into that stupid A, B, or C. They can They take it from an interesting,
What?
Actually,
like,
yeah,
essay.
hold on.
So it's the difference.
Everything in that
Riley,
game.
No, Riley. It's the difference between like taking an essay test or a multiple choice test. Which one's more intricate? Which one's more organic? Which one feels better,
everything
more like
in that
you?
game was an A, B, or C choice. Every time
everything
you came
was.
across a choice was an A, B, or C choice. So what the fuck do you want?
Riley,
I don't
okay,
understand what you want.
It's more organic. Everything's a choice. Everything is a choice.
see-
But when you take everything and just condense it down to one choice, it's not organic.
But
When
see,
it's
here-
one choice that makes everything,
But
it's
here's one
not
thing
organic.
that I find flawed in your
it's
argument.
the difference between, like I said, it's the difference between writing like an essay for a test or a multiple choice test.
I think
is
there's,
what I
there's
feel.
one thing that I found that's flawed in your argument.
What?
And that was when you said that they had this beautiful scene where the Reapers were blowing up and everything, and then they take you up. But here's the thing: you said that it wasn't organic. You're letting the game make the choice for you by just letting them be blown up. By them taking you up to the observation deck, they're allowing you to have a choice in how
Well,
the
no,
ending of
no,
your game is.
Okay, no, but you see, the thing is that they didn't bring anything about this whole moral choice of, well, should you destroy the Reapers or not, until after that beautiful scene. They had this, you'd been fighting these things that were coming to destroy everything in your galaxy throughout the entire series, and you finally won. You saved the fucking galaxy. Everything was saved, and you were dying at the end. Like, you were just saved the whole galaxy from these monsters. and you're dying, and it's just this beautiful scene of we fucking did it. And then they're like, then they throw in the stupid moral choice. It was completely unnecessary.
So
And-
it's not that what you're complaining about is that
It was
it was
unnecessary.
finalized, and then they continued it to a point where they didn't need to go. They
And on
continued it
top
to a
of that-
point that didn't make sense.
And then on top of that, the ending they made, it was the difference between like an essay test or a multiple choice. An essay, well, you still have to make a choice. It's more natural. It's more organic. You put your voice into it. You put so much more. There's so many. Everything's like, well, should I use this word or that word? I mean, we don't think about it that detailed, but we still make the choices on words and whatnot. We make a lot of choices in an essay. But so that's
I
a
think you're
lot of
talking out of
choices
your ass
that
a little
come
bit there. That
together.
doesn't make any sense.
No, I just think we're not understanding each other.
Well, no, because you say that it's more organic.
It
by
feels
just
that-
by it just ending.
You
No,
keep
no,
using
no,
the
no,
same
no, no,
words.
no. Because I don't know how else to explain it.
You know?
And it.
I think you just need to stop now because
I think we're just not understanding each other.
I
so
think-
because you
let's
don't make
stop.
any,
I
you're
think
not
what you
making any
should do-
sense.
I think you should go back and load up your save file and play through Mass Effect 3 again and see what it's and try it again and see if you get a different opinion.
I've been through it a couple times. It's no.
I don't know what
Now,
you're on.
I will give Jesse this. There are a lot of people who don't like the ending of Mass Effect 3. I know that.
Yeah,
But
Because they took
but the argument of
everything you worked and made it well A, B, or C instead of a beautiful, interesting.
but actually I think
That's
world and
life.
storyline
that is
they
life
had.
because everything does come down to one pivotal decision that you make in your life. It really does.
Can you really sum up your life to one single decision?
Not
So-
as
yes,
so sing- sum
yes,
up your
I
life
can.
to one single
Yes,
decision.
I can.
And okay,
I
so
can.
no, right? Okay, well, sum it up to that single decision, and then decide, then choose, then tell me that at that time you were thinking, well, I want this specific future,
No, but you
this
don't- but you
exact
don't do that.
future, so I'm going to make this choice here instead of thinking about then and now.
That's because you didn't think in character. If you were actually
But
thinking as
that's
Shepard,
that's the point. Is
Hold
that
on,
it
hold on,
takes
hold
it out of character.
You-
It's
you-
no longer in character.
You're not playing. You are playing him. You aren't him. That's the thing. You can't. You can never be Commander Shepard. You will always play him.
Just like
You will always. You can't. No. You created his mind, but you don't know his mind.
yeah, because as Shepard in the moment, that choice to him is a completely organic choice to Shepard.
But I'm the one playing the game. I'm the one that should be feeling this organic experience. That's
So
literally.
what? So what do you want them to do? Just have them.
We're
just
not
have
getting
them
anywhere.
Like
We've gone in 10 circles over this and come to
Okay,
the exact same spot.
like-
So let's move on for the sake of our viewers who are probably sick and tired of listening to us argue about this over the last 20 minutes and getting fucking nowhere.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
move on.
Let me
We're
say this
gonna
one
start
last
going
thing.
in circles again.
You haven't said what you want at the end.
I've told you what I want.
What do you
Multiple
want?
times. I don't want everything to
No,
culminate.
stop.
Don't
You
tell
say
us
what you don't want.
Say what you want.
I want it to be organic. Instead of having a tree grow out and be this beautiful, luscious. Let me use this metaphor. Say the game series is like a tree. It grows out. It's got all its branches, and then the ending of Mass Effect 3 makes it look like all the branches just decide to grow into each other, and then grow one direction. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Whereas I want the beautiful tree. I don't want them all the branches to come back together and then just go in one single direction. I want it, if that makes any sense. Again, we're going around in circles and we're not getting anywhere. This is like the 11th circle we've gone. Let's progress forward. We're not understanding each other, and by Riley's dumbstruck look of
No,
confusion,
I'm trying to understand.
I
I'm
think
not.
Riley legitimately wants to understand.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know you
trying
guys
to
want to
understand.
understand, but
Um.
I'm saying for the
I'm-
sake of the podcast.
This is all. No, but
No, no, no,
like
no,
you
no.
say, this
See,
is,
people
this is
find
an
this interesting.
This is an
People will
organic
find this interesting.
podcast, Jesse.
Okay,
Organic
I mean,
podcasts are the most interesting. So.
Okay, so oh, you know what? I've got it. So we've got this whole big discussion going up. So instead of this has actually been interesting. Whereas if at some point we just decided, being like, okay, so we can, okay, well we can go either agree to disagree, or we can be confused, or da-da-da. Like, if we just came up with some stupid ABC thing, and we're done with this conversation, instead of letting it come to an organic finale. This conversation, this podcast could end in a number of different ways that we don't know yet. But instead, we don't come to one single spot and decide, well, I feel like this ending, so we'll choose A.
I have 2 words for you. 0, 1. The language of computers.
Mm-hmm.
Computers can only go so far.
And that actually, you know what? That proves my point. Because the ending of Mass Effect 3 felt like 0 or 1, instead of the billions of zeros and ones that make up a great program that do all kinds of things.
But every choice in life is a 0 or 1 choice.
Yeah, but instead of boiling it down to 1, 0, 1 choice, instead of boiling it all down to one choice, life is millions of choices. It's thousands of choices. We make thousands of choices a second about how we're going to move our hand, even though we don't think about it, about the movements we make, the words we say, the thoughts we have. We make hundreds of thousands of choices. And that's what makes it feel organic, is the quantity and the fact that they work together and weave together in this massive web of beauty, whereas Mass Effect just took it to a single 0 or 1
No, but
question.
here's the point of that.
You can't just boil life down into a 0 or 1 a single question.
Let me tell you this
It has
point.
to be more.
There's also the point where if
It's
you
never
think
that
of-
simple.
You could make a 0 or 1 decision right now, and that decision could affect you 30 years down the road.
That's what I want.
No, but here's the thing. It does happen, you just don't see it because the game
No.
ends. Because in the Mass Effect world, it continues on, and everything resolves.
And when is the gamer going to experience the rest of the Mass Effect world?
That's the thing. It's implied.
so
it's
you-
implied to you.
So-
The-
so
the-
it-
what
what
you
it is-
want
so what it
is
is-
what you
another
want is
game.
to play another life. Is you want a life outside
No,
of your own
I don't want
life.
another game. I don't want the ending of this game to be a single 0-1 choice that determines the whole end of it. I want all these 0-1 choices that we've made throughout the series to determine where we go, as opposed to just one stupid choice at the
Yeah,
end.
but the end of every game is a 0-1 choice decision.
Okay, okay. I've already suggested that everything you do up until this point. So if you're mostly a renegade, you do the renegade choice. If you're mostly neutral, you do the neutral choice. And if you're mostly whatever the
And
third
you-
choice
and
is,
you
you do the
decide
third
what
choice.
you do.
So
But you don't want that
No.
choice to be made for you.
I
That is
would
what you're
rather.
saying.
I would
You're doing
actually
two
rather the
contradic-
game decide that okay, you've been mostly renegade, so we're going to go with the renegade option because you've made the character dick. So the game goes with the renegade.
But that's not
option.
an organic choice. That's the game deciding for you.
No, it's organic because you've chosen throughout the game series
Okay,
to
so
make Shepard a renegade asshole. And so throughout the game, you've gone for power, you've gone for being
Well,
mean,
if that's
you've
the
gone
case-
for control, and so it leads you in that direction. And that's
So
what I want.
That's what you want.
No,
is you
but-
want every choice you've made beforehand to choose for you at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of having a stupid choice.
Okay,
at the
now
end.
see,
Like, you-
I
instead of-
tried to explain it
Exactly.
earlier. I
Okay.
tried to get to that point earlier, and you were
we
just
didn't
so
understand.
you still caught up in whatever you were thinking.
We
that you
didn't
see it.
We weren't understanding
Yes.
each other. That is what I want.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
Because that is beautiful. That is organic. That is wonderful. As opposed to, I've been a renegade, power-mongering, war-mongering asshole throughout this entire game. But you know, I would think I'm just going to go for sunshine, daisies, and rainbows. Oh!
But here's
I feel like that's what you did.
But here's my question. for you.
what the fuck?
I feel like you were just a complete asshole during the entire Mass Effect game, and then at the end you're like, you know what?
Exactly. It's
Fuck
fucking
this.
retarded.
No,
You
but
fuck
here's
this.
my
I'll just.
question for you.
Fucking retarded.
Here's my
All right,
question
hold on.
for you, though.
Don't use that.
Let me
language.
let me pose a question. You say that all your choices, you're an asshole the entire game, right? So you go through and you make all those choices. Wouldn't that mean at the end, organically in your head, you are going to make the asshole choice?
Yeah, but you can still easily be like,
No, but that but
I'm
you're-
going to be nice.
But you're making a constant decision to be nice at the end. Whereas,
But
so that
that's
means
me
you're going
as a
against
gamer.
everything that you did in the game.
Exactly.
But
that's
that's
the point.
That's me as a gamer, and it completely disrupts the storyline flow.
Only if you
opposed-
let it as a conscious decision.
It's still-
Because I'll tell you this: when I played through games like Fallout, because I haven't played all the way through Mass Effect, when you play that, I made the conscious decision at the end to make the good choice because I made the good choices throughout the whole game. So I went for the good choice because
But
it
the
was
thing is,
most
So
organic
you want
feel.
so
Consistency
what
throughout
you
the
want
series.
is you want BioShock.
I only played the first game.
Yeah, in BioShock, your choices to there's 3 endings in BioShock.
Mm-hmm.
There's you were a complete dick, and the majority of the time you killed the children.
Mm-hmm.
There was the majority of the time you were a fucking saint and you saved the children.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the okay, this time I could save the child because I didn't need the atom, but this time I need more atoms, so I killed the child. And there was that difference.
Yeah.
So you want the BioShock type of ending.
Yes,
Where at the
especially
end,
because that's what they
The
carried
world
through the series.
is either fucked or
Yes, because that's honestly that's what they carried through the Mass Effect series. From game 1 to game 2, you had that kind of flow through, except you could see it, and then 2 to 3 you could see it again. And so it's not they had the thing is they had that flow, that BioShock flow throughout from game 1 to game 2 and from game 2 to game 3. And so to go from game 3 to the end and just completely toss that flow out the window
But game
that they've
3
had
is
throughout
the end.
everything.
Game 3
But
is
the
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 end.
thing is that they still just completely threw out everything they had been doing before. They didn't have
Yeah, but how
the
do you have
same
a flow to something that
The
there's
exact
nothing
same
left?
way BioShock did it.
No, but here's the thing. But in BioShock, it has a flow, but it still ends.
Exactly. Mass Effect can end. I'm not saying it doesn't end. I'm saying you need to flow to the ending instead of, well, hurt the dirt, I feel like I'm going to be a saint even though I've been a dick, or, hey, I've been a saint the entire game. I'm going to be Satan now. Choice. It's
but
stupid.
that's people though.
That's
Like,
your
if
own
you think
choice.
about it, that's people.
retarded.
Yeah, it is.
I
In a
wouldn't-
way, it is. But at the same
should be-
time,
I can't say that-
in a way, it does kind of resemble.
But I
people.
don't think that you can say that that's a bad ending.
I
to a game.
feel like...
Well,
Um,
you
feel like
can.
the
I would like to bring up a
inconsistency
story.
you can say
There
I
was
don't feel like
there
it's-
was
We've probably talked for like a half hour on this topic.
yeah,
yeah.
easy.
There was
To any of the listeners who are
couple
still
of
with
people-
us, we love you.
Yeah.
what?
To any of the listeners who are still,
Still
with us,
through
we
that.
love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there was this story where there were these two people who were going down the Shanghai River. I think it was the Shanghai River.
Oh yeah, whatever. We believe you.
Anyway.
I don't remember what river it was, but it was a river in China.
We're the most
Continue.
informed people in the world, aren't we?
Shut up.
Totes my goats.
And there was a point where the rapids got so rapidy that they couldn't continue. So they had to get off, and they got off on the shore, and they were found by a bunch of raiders.
Okay.
Like barbaric raiders.
Yeah, like marauders
And
and
yeah,
stuff.
marauders. They were found by a bunch of marauders, and these marauders, instead of killing them and taking their stuff,
Oh, I heard about this story.
yeah,
I heard about it.
they went and they returned them to a city.
Yeah, they returned him because in that one choice they decided, look, these people really do need help. Like,
And that's life. You can be a complete dick for
yeah,
all
'cause
your
these guys,
fucking life,
they
and you
pillage
can
and they
still
kill,
you
and
can
that's all they
still
do.
you can still make a good decision. That's a real life scenario
that-
applied to a game.
It doesn't. It still just. It didn't feel organic. That's the thing. I mean, they had organic reasoning for that. It wasn't. There was something going.
what,
There
no,
had to
what,
have been
what
something
was their
going-
organic reasoning?
There
then?
had to have been something else going through their head. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm a straight dick all the time. Otherwise, they would have just killed them.
But
There
they're
had to have been.
marauders. That's what they do.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Ever consider their life together? I mean, do they just are they dicks to each other all the time and they kill each other and take each other's stuff all the time?
That's the point.
Exactly. So there was more to it than just, well, we just kill and destroy everything.
No, but
so
they
we're
made-
going to be nice to these
But they
guys.
made an organic
But there
choice
was-
to those people.
But there was more to it. There was
You're-
something behind the organics.
now you're
Whereas with
simplifying it.
No, whereas with Mass Effect, there was nothing behind the organics. With the Marauders, there's something organic behind it. Mass Effect, there wasn't like any extra organics of, well, you know,
Okay,
I actually
okay.
care about some people in this world. Like, if
could.
you go with the
I'm-
full Renegade option, you just Shepard doesn't care about anyone. He breaks crap. He's warmonger. He doesn't really
That's the
give
way
a
you
shit
played
about
it.
anyone.
Yes.
So it just no, I don't.
I
like,
wanna-
I
I
don't
wanna
like
compare.
simplifying it down to one single.
I want to
choice.
compare. I'm going to make Mass Effect in this real world scenario. These marauders, every time they come across, if you want to think of it this way, you can think of it this way. Every time they come across people who are lost, or who break down on the road or something, they have three choices: leave them alone, aka neutral, kill them and take their stuff, renegade, or what is the third choice? I can't remember the third choice.
It's Paragon. Help 'em out.
Or Paragon. Help them out, and help them on their way. That is the choice. Every single time the Marauders come across someone like that, every single time they have a choice like that. And that's the same in the game. Every
It
single
is.
time. Every single time. Stop shaking your head. Just listen to
It's
what
true.
I'm saying.
I'm
Every single
listening.
time. Every single time you come across any idea where you can make a renegade, neutral, or paragon choice, they give you that choice.
And in that case, the Marauders, probably 85-90% of the time, would choose to go and kill them and take their stuff.
Exactly.
But in that situation, they decided, look, we're going to show some mercy to these people.
Who
Which
knows
Okay,
why?
So it basically threw inertia out the window. I'm going to try and explain this in another way. Basically, you've got an object moving in one direction. It doesn't just stop and herp to dirt, move it in a different opposite direction. There's inertia. It has a
You're-
resistance to the change. You can change it, and it can go in a different direction, but it's not just herp to dirt, I'm going to go in a
that's not
completely
a hu-
different
that's
direction.
not a human
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make something here that bothers me about most, like everyone, including myself. I will admit this. I do this myself. We make a distinction between. We don't like. Particularly in America, or the Western world, particularly.
Anyway.
We make this scientific. We make the scientific thing where it's absolute fact. And unless it's scientifically proven, there's no proof that it actually exists. And this is a very Western ideal. And you have this thing right now where you're. I had a train
I
of
see
thought
where
here.
you're going with this. I see where you're
I
going
had a
with
train of thought there. I don't remember.
So you're annoyed that I'm bringing up inertia to describe human emotions, basically.
Yes,
Yes,
because
because
human emotions
are more
like,
complex
think
than
of it like
inertia.
this: you can't logic
Physics is pretty fucking complex, dude.
logic. I think we can. Sorry. I think we can all agree logic and emotions don't mix very often, and they don't mix well most of the time.
No, they do not. I can vouch for that.
I am one of those rare occasions. Can you guys legitimately look at me and say I am a person where logic and emotions combine into a good combination?
Most of the time, yes.
You know, that's the thing, though, is that we don't consciously combine them. But our emotional outbursts and things are all a result of things that have happened in the past that have led us to feel these different ways and decide that this is the right outcome. And it's not usually a conscious decision. It's subconscious a lot of the time.
Which means
but
that
it's
when
still
you-
a process. It's still this led to this, which 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 led to this.
Which means at the end of Mass
no,
Effect
but-
3, let me finish this. At the end of Mass Effect 3, you've gone through and all these decisions have been made. Okay? Then they bring you up to the observation deck. And at that point, all these former things cause you to make your final choice.
And the
That-
majority of the time,
you are
you
going
will
to
still
pick
follow
those
the
on.
thing that
If you
that
solve-
has gone through the past.
Okay, well, let me. Okay, I think I finally found a way that this makes sense. And so you're the one I tried
Go.
to pull out of this
Go.
earlier. So you get. Say I know we all hate it, but say you have the quadratic formula and you have some variables you stick in the quadratic formula. Anyway, you're
Shut the
doing all
fuck
this
up.
math, and you come to the very final step, and you can decide what I felt like the Mass Effect ending was is instead of we've done all the work, we've done all the math to get our answer, what actually happened. Which depending on the variables you put in, you'll get a lot of different answers. What I felt like the Mass Effect ending was we've done all the work, and now, well, I feel like -1. I don't care what the numbers are. I feel like -1 or 2 or 1,000,000, as opposed to getting the answer that fit. That's what I felt like the ending was. That's why it feels so wrong to me.
I don't feel like that analogy works that
I
well.
feel like
I-
that's perfect.
I get that.
I think
That
I-
makes
I-
sense.
That
to me.
is why it pisses me the fuck off, because
Kinda
that's
get it,
not
but-
right. It doesn't work. It just completely takes everything they have. It breaks down the system that they had. It breaks the system, the idea, the sense that the flow that they had, and they completely just turned it on its head. And I hate that. It irritates the living shit out of me.
I think.
My mom texted me night with an exclamation point, which does not sound like her. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's why the strange look.
Think about it this way. If you insert the right kind of variables, most of the time when you use the quadratic formula, you use it because it cannot be solved another way. And when you solve it, you have x equals this or x equals this. That is how it almost always ends. It almost, like the quadratic formula in Algebra 2, the lower levels of math. Yes, I'm sorry, Caleb, but yes, the lower levels of math, meaning
Shut
Algebra 2. That's
I'm an artist. Shut up.
that's not that's an excuse. I'm let's not be on
I know
Caleb.
it's an excuse.
Let's
I
not
just
be
don't
on
care.
Caleb. You get x equals this or this.
Yeah, but it's not. Well, I feel like -1 and let's say 3 million. It's usually -1 or +1, -2 or +3. It's not whatever the fuck you feel like it should be.
But it isn't.
But
you only have three
it's
options.
or. Yeah,
It's or.
you
There's three
can
options.
enter any one of the three and it still works.
Yeah, it work. The answer's still correct no matter which choice you make. You still get a correct answer.
I think. All right. I think you're too set. I think
we just have
this
different
is.
opinions on this.
I think.
We just
No.
have different opinions on it.
I think you
and
are
what
too
makes
set.
it
I think you
organic.
are too
And
set.
I think you guys are too set.
No, I kind of agree with Riley here in this case.
I can, in the fact that I think you guys are too set, or you think I am too set, does not change the fact that we think differently about this.
No, but
and we spent the last freaking 40 minutes arguing about it. So how about we just agree to disagree? Because we're not seeing eye to eye on this. We obviously apparently have
Well,
different
you know what's
ideas
weird,
on
too?
what makes a story organic.
All right.
I've never
So-
played
From
any
an
of the Mass
outside
Effect
point of
games,
view,
So
think of it this way.
Well,
Have you ever conceded a point during this entire argument?
Have you?
yes,
Have I?
I don't think so.
No,
You've
Riley
well, you
made-
can-
I
conceded a
did.
couple
There was a point in the middle where I did agree with you, and I did see where you were coming from,
You saw
and
where
I
I was
agreed
coming
with you. I did agree with you.
I agree that you had a valid point, but
As a matter of fact,
And then
there
you
was a
kept
point. There was a
arguing that I
point.
was
There was a
wrong.
point when I
Yes,
turned on Caleb,
I have a valid point,
and
but I'm
my
apparently
attention
still
turned to
wrong.
Caleb, and I started arguing with him for a small
yeah, and then
period of
I
time.
got really scared because Riley has this intense look on his face, and he freaks people out. He freaks me out. He makes me
Well,
want to
you
shit
see, the thing
myself.
is, I know for a fact. I'm
and
not
then
the
and
only
then
one
you
that
made a
thinks this.
comment, and then I switched my attention back to you.
Well, I know for a fact I'm not the only one that thinks this. Basically, anyone
Yeah,
that
yeah,
has an
yeah, yeah.
issue
No,
with the
no, no,
Mass
no.
Effect 3
Like-
ending has that same idea. So I know it's not just me, and I know it's not just I'm too set. It's a different perspective. On
It is a different perspective.
weird,
and
actually,
you know what?
I
We
think-
have different perspectives.
I
I
found
think
That's
it.
okay.
I think it is a justified.
That's why
I
I
think-
was saying 30 minutes ago. Let's just change the train. of
I
thought.
think it is a justified point of view because it's a point of view.
Yeah.
I think it's a very close point of view. And perhaps, on that note, perhaps
matter of
my point of view, I don't really have a point of view, but, well, okay. Hold on.
No, you have a point of view,
You should
Riley.
rephrase that.
Let me
Riley.
restate that. I haven't beaten Mass Effect 3. Therefore, I don't have a true
Now here's the thing.
feeling towards the end of it.
Now here's the case coming from the guy who's never played Mass Effect, but knows a lot about the series just from what other people have said. I'm not making the choice based on the game of Mass Effect, but making my opinion based on how it flows, how the actual system works, not based on content.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
Do you want me to
I
try this?
consider you a
to
bitch.
Put, do you want me to try this to put this?
No, I don't
I
want.
think-
no,
Okay.
I
don't
think-
we want to be done with this?
Um,
Because I just thought of a music away.
because I think
No,
Explain.
no, because you know what? If you bring up a music point, I'll probably really piss me off. So.
yeah, it'll probably really piss him off, and then he'll start defending music, and then he'll pick up a guitar.
No, I will not pick up
Oh,
a damn.
yes!
I will
Let's
not.
do this!
I will not pick up a damn guitar.
No!
I will not pick up a damn guitar. You underestimate me, Riley.
I don't think so.
I have self-control. I just choose not to
seriously,
use it
like-
most of
like,
the time.
If you play them on scale,
don't
you can
think
find
so
ways
at all.
to maneuver into
No,
different
fu-
scales.
fuck you.
But you can't just be like, well,
whatsoever.
I'm just going to go to
Not
a
at
completely
all.
different scale. You have to actually
actually, yes,
maneuver
you
and
can.
go into it.
Yes, you can.
You fucking bitch!
Yes, you can.
Explain this.
Stop!
I want to know now.
Stop.
I'm actually genuinely interested in this. How
Okay.
can you just go from...
I have two
How
words
can
for
you-
you. Pink Floyd.
They just go... They just like A and... Oh, I feel like playing in B now.
Yes.
I'll go to E.
Yes, they do.
It doesn't necessarily sound good, but you can do it.
They do it.
How the fucking...
Because in music, there's no rules. There's no rules in music. There's theory, but there's no rules.
That's what's called music theory.
I don't know. I guess...
You can't
I
use
don't
that
know. I
analogy.
guess that's kind of why I honestly like having an element of control taking away from the gamer, and I guess that's one thing that it really boils down to, is that part of the reason I like to play games, is because it's something to interact with, something that I make my choices on what I want to do, but there's still an element that I can't control, something that I interact with, but I can't control it, and so it's not just, well, it's not like it's just me, and so it feels like there's something else, a world that I'm in, something I can't control. Whereas that Mass Effect ending basically felt like, so what do you feel like
Face
doing?
off the mic.
Whereas if
My fucking mic.
As I like,
Yeah, and you're making
like
sound,
that's one
bitch.
reason why I like D&D, is that the roll of the die can choose a lot. It can do a lot. It can determine whether you win or lose. And you know what? That's an element that's taken out of your control, and that's something you have to work with. And I feel like that Mass Effect ending is literally like, okay, final boss fight, what do you want your roll to be? You last turn, what do you want your roll to be? Well, I feel like a nat 20. Okay, have a nat 20. Well, I feel like a crit fumble. Well, have a crit fumble. And it just completely takes that and just gets rid of it. And that's just me liking an element of randomness.
Do you think?
All right.
Do you think? Do you think? Wait.
Hold
I
on.
got a good segue. I got a good segue.
Because I'm going to end this.
You both have this thought.
I'm going to
have
end
got
this
thoughts.
right here.
No, I got a good segue.
You
I'm
both got
going to
thoughts.
end this.
I can hear the.
I'm going to end this right here. This comes down to since games have existed, this has been all this argument has been about is one thing. Basically, it comes down to one thing. This entire argument. Don't punch me.
No,
Stop.
not punching you. It's
Okay.
just resisting
That
the
was a
urge
drum
to
roll.
make a horrible
That was a drum roll.
joke.
All right. It comes down to one thing: an age-old argument between gamers.
Like a dick fighting contest.
PC versus console.
One of many.
the glorious PC Master Gaming Race!
one of many different age-old gamer questions.
That was fucking perfect.
Whether
Chocolate ice cream
it comes
or vanilla
down
ice cream?
basically yes. Where one of the ice creams is lack of control, and the other shut the fuck up, Caleb. And the other
some
ice
vanilla
cream,
ice cream.
shut up. And the other ice cream is complete control. And I think this entire thing comes down to personality within a gamer.
Alright, well, but then what really irritates me about it is because I'll play games where I have complete control. The thing that irritates me is that they just switched. They had let's say, for example, the vanilla is the lack of super direct control.
Hey, guys.
Whereas the chocolate ice cream is super direct control. They had vanilla all the way through with the not very
I
direct
swear to
control.
God,
And
Caleb.
they would,
Hey,
and they would
guys.
just
I
you
just
can do all
sniffed
this
pop
stuff.
to tell you to no.
Hey guys,
I
But
swear.
I got a
throughout
question
the whole
for you.
game-
I got a
throughout the whole
question.
series, they had this vanilla ice cream idea of not super direct control. I mean, you still affected everything, but it wasn't
Hey
like
Jesse.
direct.
Hey, Jesse.
But then
Shut
at the
up.
very end, they just decide, well, here's some fucking chocolate. When you're expecting vanilla, you like vanilla, you want vanilla. This game is giving you vanilla. You know this game gives you vanilla, and you want vanilla from the game because you want vanilla.
hold on.
And then
Hey,
they're
Jesse.
like, fucking chocolate.
No.
Hey Jesse.
They
Wait,
gave-
wait,
hold on.
wait.
Is
No,
that
no, no,
just
no,
some
no, 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 no.
switch?
Think of it this way. They gave you.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up!
We all need to shut up.
I just want to segue.
No.
Why
Let
the
us
fuck do you think
finish.
you're gonna
Let us
segue?
finish.
We're not gonna be done until one of us has to go.
I might be able to end this. I might not be able to.
oh God.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's what you said last time, Riley.
Yeah, and then you brought up some weird ass bullshit.
No, what the fuck?
Just get to your
brought-
damn point,
you brought up some
Riley.
weird
Go.
thing.
Riley, just say your damn point.
They give you chocolate and vanilla. They give you a scoop of both. think about it. They give you choices throughout the entire game, yes? But those choices you make have an effect. So
Not on the
so
ending.
let's say the vanilla is
Not
the
on the
choices.
end choice.
Stop.
Continue.
That was funny.
Let's say the vanilla is the choices, and let's say the chocolate is the non-control. Is you have to take the is you're going to get this. This segues into this. Sorry, you guys can't see us. The vanilla segues into the chocolate,
But I don't want fucking chocolate. That's the thing, is that
and that's what my point was. It's a personality.
Well-
Your personality, you don't want no control.
so Riley,
You want to have the control.
if you want chocolate and something keeps giving you chocolate and giving you chocolate, if you go to a chocolate ice cream dispenser, you want chocolate ice cream. If it's giving you chocolate ice cream, then all of a sudden it gives you fucking vanilla. What the fuck are you gonna do? You go
Hey,
up to a
guys.
chocolate ice cream dispenser and it gives you vanilla. What are you gonna do?
Hey
Are
guys,
you gonna be annoyed that you did not get the chocolate ice cream you wanted?
do you think that the guy who was on meth who took out those 15 police officers liked the ending of Mass
Fuck you! Shut up! Get the fuck out!
Effect? There goes the audio.
Fuck you!
Do you think that he
Riley.
liked? Do you think he liked the ending of Mass Effect 3?
If someone
Can we put this on pause to get him out?
okay,
Can we
no,
just
no, no,
kick him out?
No, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. That's what I'm saying.
Hey guys, do you think
But
he
if
liked
you
the
walk
ending of
up to
Mass
a
Effect 3?
chocolate ice cream machine, and it gives you fucking vanilla or bubblegum or something not chocolate. When you have a series, when you want chocolate and it does not give you your chocolate, are you frustrated and annoyed? Would you be frustrated and annoyed?
But hold on.
Am I part of
You're
this
not-
podcast anymore?
In Mass Effect, you're not always going and getting chocolate ice cream.
How about them
You're getting
Yankees?
vanilla and chocolate.
No. It's
When the bowl comes out, you have a bowl of vanilla and chocolate.
So,
you have
um,
a scoop of both.
Who here likes hockey?
but-
Do you guys like hockey?
no, the thing is that
I like
it's-
hockey.
See
you
this
have
bottle?
the-
I will throw it at you.
But you have the direct ABC, really black and white control that's the ending. And we'll say that's chocolate, I believe. It's the black and white ABC. What the fuck do I feel like?
That's a
Then
wizard's
there's the vanilla,
test.
that's more the grayscale. Your choices affect where you go, as opposed to just being like, where the fuck do I feel like? Your choices throughout the series affect where you go. It's indirect control. Direct control versus the indirect control with an element of randomness.
No, but you
as
see-
opposed to this very powerful direct control. It's the chocolate. Throughout the whole course of Mass Effect, it's basically vanilla. You make your choices.
No.
But and sometimes they're black and white because it's hard to make it not black and white in a game. But they still have that subtle effect throughout the whole series of the game, and that subtle effect that goes and trails through towards the end and keeps you on your toes. Of like, oh my god, that thing I did all the way back there made this happen. I
But-
didn't expect that.
but
That
wait, Jesse.
Paragon option made this
Exactly.
horrible thing happen.
You made a choice, and you have no choice but for that choice to affect you in this exact way.
Oh wait, Jesse. You see, here's the thing. You
So
you,
the-
you just don't understand how Xbox DRM is going to work.
Fuck Xbox DRM. Shut up. Not what we're talking about.
Okay, you just
You totally just blew
Okay.
out the audio.
Don't
this.
care.
You have this, and this goes off this way. This goes off this way. And this goes off this way, but these three all meet up
I don't
like
think
this.
they can see your fingers, Riley.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you got three branches.
You have three
that
I
branches.
feel like I
in the
started
center.
something.
Three branches that go off in different directions, but then come back to the same branch. And
They-
then you choose which direction to go off from there,
They
is basically what you're saying.
you're making it because
Put
They
the
come back-
fucking guitar down! Okay, you don't have
Stop.
it plugged in, never mind. That's fine.
they come back to the same branch, but they don't. Think of it as a very weird tree.
What is it, Schrodinger's box? Schrodinger's tree?
Think of it as your tree that you made in Humanities, where the
That
root
had a
where the
single-
root connected to the top of the tree.
Riley, that was one root. Do you know how many roots and branches were on that thing?
But
Millions
that's
of
the
directions.
point. That's the point. Is
Yeah, but they didn't all
in
link
Mass
back
Effect.
to one and being like, well, I'm going to go under the ground. It didn't all come back to one spot and decide, I'm going into the ground. You know what? There was one spot that, it reconnected. A root, a branch
If you
went
want to
into
go
a
that
root,
way,
but everything
then you
else
should have a
went
problem with the
out
whole
in a
game.
different way.
you should have a problem with the whole game if you want to go that way. Because no matter how many side quests you do, no matter what choices you make in the side quests, you always have the same main plot story, and you always have the same main plot choices. The main plot, the main plot
is the tree.
the main plot is the trunk of the tree. And if
it
you
grows
make
out from the trunk and away from the trunk. It grows out from the trunk. It isn't the trunk.
yes,
The trunk is
but
cool.
you decide how it grows
Yeah,
out
guys,
from there.
I think we should take
The
a-
trunk of the shut
No, no,
up.
I
Let
have-
us finish this.
I have a very,
let's-
very good point that's actually legitimate to the
Okay,
situation.
let's hear it.
I think that you guys... I'm going to take a little book out of our humanities teacher, Mr. Wyndham.
God! No,
Okay.
not the huge manatees!
Missy, but here's the thing. He says a lot of the problem with human beings today is that they talk around in symbols. I think you guys are going off and talking about symbols too much. You think you guys are talking in symbols in ways that you guys can't understand each other,
Because
and
we
it's
didn't
causing
have a way
it.
to explain
Okay,
it.
okay,
Exactly.
okay.
I think you guys are talking
Then-
too much in symbols.
Okay. What is the trunk of the tree? It is the main story, yes? The trunk of the tree is just the main story, right? And everything branches out from it, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so, hold on, stop.
What?
Those were three choices you just made. Those were three choices from the main plot that you chose. Except...
But that's my issue, is that
Each
this,
branches out.
This is what I want. This is what I want. But this is what I get. This is what I want. I want it to branch
No matter-
out and not come back, but this is what I get. I get...
Stop.
Well, there's A, B, or C, and it goes that way.
This is what I'm saying. You have the trunk of the tree,
I
right?
think we've lost the podcast. We're drawing now. It's at an hour. Do we just want to call it for the
No, 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 no,
podcast?
no, no.
Because we don't want to just talk about Mass Effect the entire fucking time.
But
Yeah,
that's
wait,
what we've
hold on.
done.
Hold on, stop.
Besides, I may have to actually go soon.
You have the trunk of the tree, right?
Aww.
And then you come to this point right
Damn
here.
it, we're drawing now. This doesn't work.
Yeah, you gotta
You come to all right. So the trunk of the tree starts growing, and it comes to a certain point where it can branch out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But in this case, you can make the choice, right?
But the thing is that
Stop.
you branch out.
Just humor me. Don't theorize. Just humor me.
Okay, then you make the choice of where
So
it
you-
branches out.
So you make the choice. So if you decide to go this way, right? That's a side quest.
Mm-hmm. You go one way, that's a side quest. You can go
This is
main story.
The main story continues on,
Uh-huh.
but you have a branch. You just have a side quest that you made.
Uh-huh.
But the branch of the tree, which is the main story, continues on past the branch. Correct?
Past the side quest, yes.
Yes. So the tree is going to end at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have all of these branches just coming out, but the top is still going to be the top. Isn't it? Regardless of how many branches you have, you're still going to have the top.
Okay. Well, then, in this case, I see where you're going with this. You got the top, and the top will have where it goes.
Yes.
So, I understand that. But what you have there, sir, is a fir tree. And I don't want a fir tree. What I want is, say, we've got the main plot, tree trunk, and you got your two side quests, cool. Trunk keeps going. But then you make a choice that'll affect the end of the game. The plot goes this way. You know, if you had made a different choice, it could have gone that way. It could have easily gone that way, to the left. Say, let tree grows up and could have easily grown up and to the left, but you know, because of the choice you made, it goes up and to the right. And then you know you can side quest, and it'll
And
keep
here-
going. And then you know you can make another choice. I could make it either go up and to the left, or it could go up and to the right. And maybe this time you make it going up and to the left, but it still ends in a different spot, and you can't
You guys having
can't
fun?
get back to where you could have gone from your original
Is
choice.
this you guys having fun?
And you just made my point for me. You just
what
handed
point?
me my point on a silver platter.
Bullshit. Explain.
Your personality wants this.
Yeah.
Other people's personalities want that. and that's it.
But no,
that
but my,
stop. You want this, and the game didn't give you this.
Be-
But
I'll explain
and-
to you
and-
why I'm
and-
so frustrated. Because the game was this, and then it turned into a fucking fir tree at the very last second. It was this. This is what the game had
I
offered.
think you had the.
And then it
I
became
think
fir
you
tree.
had. I think you have the illusion that it was that.
Well, then they chose a... Yeah, well, you know, if you're going with the illusion, what do they always say about magicians? They never reveal their tricks. That takes away the mystical glamour and wonder of it when you just completely take away the illusion. That takes all the fun out of magic tricks. That's what they usually say. A good magician never reveals his secrets. It's supposed
What's
to
your
take the glamour
point?
and fun out. My point is that if this was an illusion, this whole, like, you know, diverse, like, you can go this way or that way, and it'll affect the end. If that was an illusion, then you don't want to just completely explain it. You don't want to, if that's an illusion, a magic trick, you don't just want to completely pull that away. You don't want to just get rid of it at the last second, because then that takes away the glamour of it. And that's what they did. If that is an illusion, which I do not believe that's an illusion. I believe that is what it was all the way through, and then they decided, fucking fir tree at the very end.
Okay.
And
then
I feel like it's an inconsistency. The thing
in
that
this
irritates me
magician-
is I can deal with a game that's a fir tree, or a game that's, I don't even fucking know what this tree is, but I know there are trees that grow like this, with the trunk can go off in separate directions. And the trunk, in this case, if you've lost track, folks, is the main plot line. I know it's probably hard to follow us, but I can deal with that. But when it's one for the course of almost 3 entire games, then just arbitrarily switches to another for no fucking reason, that is aggravating. It's an inconsistency. That's
in this magicianal
irritating.
world, if you, let's say a magician calls a volunteer up from the audience, and he's gonna cut them in half. So they cut him in half, pull him apart. Holy crap! How the hell did he do that? No one fucking knows. No one has any fucking clue. But eventually, the person has to get out of it.
The pentatonic scale's really fun.
because they got to put them back together.
Exactly.
Magician puts them back together. They
And
don't say how
that's-
they put them back together. They just do it with magic.
And that's
Voila!
the point. That's the point at the very end. The point at the very end is they put the story back together. They put everything back together. Everything else was just whatever.
Everything
and
else was
everything
pointless.
else comes to this point.
Everything else was pointless.
Everything else was to entertain you. The point of the game is to entertain you, to give you a story.
Yeah, and so then so the point of the game is to entertain you, but then at the end they take away the entertainment. For the very end. The big hurrah, the big finale is supposed to be the final deafening
So
deafening
don't
moment.
give a god's damn worth of shit. It's not your game. It's not your style of game. You play up until that point. The instant that scene comes up, quit the game. And you're good. If you
Riley,
quit the game,
can you
right
put
then,
a book down on the last page
Yes, I've done it before.
and not read that last page? Does that feel
Done that
fine?
before, actually,
last
yeah.
chapter, right before, the climax.
And-
Right before the resolution.
Okay. Have you ever read a book where it comes to the climax and you're at the last page and you turn the page and you're disappointed as fuck? Have you ever read a book like that?
No, because books that
Then
disappoint
you
me
have
like that-
not. You are not literate, my friend.
No, because, I read books, and if I start getting disappointed with them early on, I don't finish them. Unlike most people, I don't have this strange compulsion to finish reading a book if I don't like it.
Then you
Harry Potter number
are
3.
not then you have not read enough.
I love Harry Potter. The ending
If I
of number...
decide early on that I don't like a book, I'm not going to torture myself by forcing myself
But
to
that's the
finish it.
point. You
There's
do
the-
like the book early on.
Here's
You
the-
like the book throughout the entire thing, and then the very end you don't like.
This is probably going to get me a lot of hate for this, but because I know a lot of people like Prisoner of Azkaban, but there was a gripe that I had with it where I like the fact that all of them except for that one have something to do with Voldemort is the thing, but in that one he has very little to do with. Really, it's more about trying to make sure that Sirius lives and stuff
Well,
like that.
it's a bit about Harry's past, though. It develops Harry's past, the fact that his father existed and his relationship
But
with
the thing
Sirius.
is that I don't.
And then it also does kind of develop. It develops a bit more about the Black family, who are servants of Voldemort, and they're Death Eaters. And so it doesn't. It's more, instead of like major plot point, it's more development of the world and of the characters in the world.
But in the book itself, I don't think that it create like, because every book I think in that series.
Yes, we segued away. We've been talking about this for over an hour, Riley. Fucking deal with it.
Here's the
We
thing.
don't agree.
But in
Harry
that,
Potter
in
now.
that book, I believe that, because every other book. Where are you going? Where's it? Riley just left the room.
Riley needs some air.
Okay, but in that book, every Harry Potter book to me has a conclusive full story in each one.
Mm-hmm.
That one I felt like it ended on a cliffhanger, which I don't mind cliffhangers, but in that case I just don't think it worked as well.
Well, there
And that's
you
my
go.
opinion. Just because I think that it didn't have a complete story.
I guess, and I can't really see it because it's been for freaking ever since I've read the books. I honestly, well, I will always respect those books as being a part of my childhood and some of the first books I ever read a lot and seriously enjoyed. Now, I've read such better books.
But
now.
like Mass Effect, you like the entire game except the very ending, right?
Because the entire game series
But
was one way, and then they're just like herp de derp on its head.
But that's
Another way. Fuck you!
That's all I'm saying. Is
No.
accept it. Just accept it.
What? What do you mean by that?
I mean, don't be so pissed off by it. Just
no,
accept.
no, I'm
just
not-
accept that it happened.
I said,
and
you know,
move
I
on.
didn't. Yeah, I had done that. When have I mentioned this? Aside from today, Riley, I've never mentioned this to you guys really. Aside from today, the thing is that you were questioning me about it. I was trying to answer. You didn't get it. You tried, and then we started debating. And then, like with any debate, we both got very heated because we're the kind of people that like to debate and like to win debates. So we turned it into a competition. We started fighting, like, no, I'm right. 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 Because that's just what
Actually, I
we
was
do.
trying to compromise.
Yeah, he was.
But we
That was my whole thing about the gamer. The gamer personality.
It felt like we were.
That was my whole point
And
with the
I
gamer
agreed
personality.
with you on that. It's like, you know what? I
And
wanted
then you
this, and
segued
got
off.
that. No, then you kept going on and trying to say that they're the same thing when it's like, no.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All I said was that there are two different personalities. There's the personality where you like control, and then there's the personality where you like to have free reign.
And then what I said from there.
Stop. That's where and then you said from there. And then you said you continued something that was already finalized.
but there wasn't finalization.
It was.
No, you.
It was.
So you're talking about the fir tree. And then I was like, this is how you see the game. And then I showed you how I see the game. Then you said, this is what the goddamn game was!
Oh my god, I hate you both.
That was my point!
Oh my god.
Riley, listen to me! Hey, listen! Listen! You listen! You told me to listen so many times, you listen!
Jesus
You said
Christ,
this
I
is what you
hate
saw
you
the game was.
both.
I said this is what I saw the game was. I said this is what I saw the game was. You're like, no! It's this!
No,
And
I
that
didn't.
this was an illusion.
he
Yes,
said no.
You
Some
did.
people
You
said that.
did.
Stop,
You
stop,
called
stop.
this an illusion
Stop.
and said it was this. And I said,
Stop.
and that's
did
when
not.
we really got into it.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
What I said
You
was-
did. You called this an illusion and said it was a fir tree. He said it could be.
What I
He
said.
said it was.
Do you remember me saying, and you just handed me my point on a silver platter? Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. And then I continued to say, just humor me. And then I continued to say, you think of it this way, right?
No one
And
hears
other
you,
people
you're not
think
on the
of it.
mic.
And
No.
you think of it this way, and other people think of it this
No,
way.
You said this was an illusion. That's why I kept arguing.
came up later,
I
actually.
originally said...
I'm gonna moderate this a little bit.
I originally said that, okay, you got a fir tree.
Okay,
and once
okay,
I understood
okay.
that you saw it as a
Hold
fir
on,
tree,
hold
then I
on,
went over
hold
and
on.
said, this is how I see the game.
I'm going to
and
end
the
it.
reason I kept arguing is because, you know what?
the last
Third
time
time
you said that, it
Third
went
time's the charm.
The last-
Third time's the charm.
I
Third
said,
time's the charm.
this is how
Third
I see
time's
it,
the
and
charm.
this is what I wanted from
Okay,
it. and
after
this
that,
is
can we
not
talk
what I
about the
got
meth
from it.
guy?
And
Yes.
so because
Okay.
I didn't feel like I got what I wanted, what I was expecting from it, because I saw the game series like this, and I said I didn't feel like this is what the end was. I felt like they should have had that consistency, and it could have been done there. And I said that's what I felt, and then you kept arguing it with the damn fir tree.
Okay.
We kept arguing back and forth.
Okay, I'm going to end it. I'm going to say this final
Good
thing.
luck.
Third time's the charm.
Good luck,
No matter what-
Riley.
okay.
We are
I
now
will say this-
arguing about the past.
Okay, no-
we are now arguing about events of the past.
Okay, now here's
so
the
let's
thing.
just
No, wait.
just
Let me
let me
just say-
end it.
Let me just say
let
this.
me. No,
No
you're
matter
gonna
how-
continue it.
no matter
it's
how-
it's gonna
Wait, Riley,
continue.
Riley,
This is a
Riley.
song that never ends.
Riley.
It just goes on and
Jesse,
on.
hear me out. No matter how this ends, I'm just putting the stipulations
No,
out.
like what it was,
No matter
and
what
now
gets
we'll keep on
said,
singing it
it's
because
going
it's
to
a
end.
song that
Yes, and we're
never
going to talk
ends.
about the meth
It just
guy,
goes on
okay?
and on.
Okay,
my
yes.
friends.
Okay.
So people start
Listen.
singing that noise.
We are now arguing about the past.
And
Okay.
God, why did we
The
get you
only
caffeine
one-
before
the
this?
only point I want to make here is that you think of it this way. That is your personality.
yes,
Other people think of it this way, and that is their personality.
yes. I said that fucking 3 times.
Shut up. Just be quiet.
Yeah, calm your monster Java
Yes,
filled
you're,
body.
You're freaking out the mic.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
kinda-
like you haven't been freaking out. I've been sitting here
yes,
this
I
entire
have. Yes,
time.
I
You've
have.
been getting up and moving
Yes, I
around.
have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I admit that.
You guys
I
are
admit-
you guys are
I
making
admit
this an
that very well.
editing nightmare for me.
Just
Have fun.
Just
Merry
just stop
fucking
talking,
Christmas.
please. my point is, you think of it this way.
It's empty.
You
damn it,
Yes, the monster's empty.
motherfucker.
you think of it this way. Other people think of it this way. That is a time immemorial amongst gamers. I just put my mic again. I apologize. That is it.
So now about
You know
that.
how many times we've both said that?
Now,
we
about
both said
now-
that like 7
Just-
or 8 times.
And that is it.
Now
and that is it.
About that guy
is.
who.
Why the fuck can't we? I
Just
just think
shut
it's-
up and we
No,
will
no,
end
no,
it.
no. I just think it's funny that we both said the same thing
Oh
like
my
8 times
God.
back and forth. I'm not continuing it.
Yes, you are.
I'm commenting on it. No,
Yes, you
I just think it's
are.
funny that we both said the same thing like 8 times, and we kept arguing about it for a fucking hour.
If you'd like to know, I just threw a drumstick at him because he won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna stab you with a dick with it.
So okay.
Okay, so now about that guy who
Okay.
took out 15 cops. Okay, let's tell the story. So this guy,
never ends.
he. Oh my God! If you don't shut the fuck up, I will beat the shit out of you. Okay, so this guy,
Okay.
he
so,
he was high on meth. Okay,
okay. This fucking
explain
guy.
the story, Riley.
This fucking guy. He's on meth. He's
fucking
smoking some
stupid.
fucking
Right
meth.
back to
I don't know
square
what
one.
the fuck he's talking
Oh
about.
my god, right
D-
back to square one, the beginning of the night.
Step outside.
Go ahead,
No.
meth.
Take a breather.
outside.
Take a breather, Jesse.
Step outside.
As the leader of the podcast, because I own all the equipment, I'm going to tell you, go take a breather.
But go ahead and tell your meth story. I'm not trying to
Then
segue away
stop
from it. I'm
talk-
just saying
just-
it was funny. It's funny.
Let
We're
me
right
tell
back
my
where we started.
story.
I'm just saying it's funny.
I wanna
Tell
tell my
your story
story.
now. I was just remarking that it's funny that this is where we started like 4
Jesse,
hours
calm the
ago.
fuck down.
Then stop getting me wound up.
It was not a good idea to give him caffeine.
I said that when we went to Vlad, and you said it was fine.
I told him not to drink
gonna
it all
laugh
in
so
half
hard.
an hour.
I didn't. I was sipping it. I was like, sip.
I can't believe we did all this audio testing just for you guys to blow the fucking mics out.
Oh god, this is just
Okay.
wait. This is gonna be
Okay, so there's this guy on meth.
guy on meth.
Guy on meth. He's a fucking.
Do you know what town it was in?
Fucking. No, I don't.
Okay.
What
Research
town was it
that
in?
later. I don't know.
Okay.
We should figure that out.
There was this fucking dumb bitch. He's high on meth.
Dumb bitch
He
high on
doesn't.
meth.
Stop coming at me. Let me finish my story.
Topic list
Um,
for later.
who the fuck knows what the hell he was thinking while he was high on meth? It's fucking meth, so no one fucking knows. But this guy, I assume it must have been just a couple of policemen at first catch him, and then eventually they just kept calling in for more backup because they couldn't defeat him? But he fought off 15 policemen. 15! That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
That's
9,
pretty
10, 11,
damn
12,
impressive no matter
13,
who you
14,
are.
15 people. One guy against 15 people. I don't know who the fuck this guy. Was he fucking Jackie Chan? I don't fucking know.
Oh my god, I said that when we talked about
I don't
earlier.
fucking know. We've already decided that we're similar people.
I know, I just think it's funny.
Yes, you guys are similar people.
Deja fucking vu. Anyway.
He's like fucking Jackie Chan or something, fighting off 15 people at once while masturbating. He's doing all of this while he's fucking
He's just sitting
masturbating.
there rubbing one out. You know, like...
God damn, that shit's got
Like
chafe.
he's fucking
He
just
get
masturbating,
bummed.
and then the
Fight
police
off.
find him. He keep masturbating and fighting them off. He must have been in a fucking zombie barricade. This guy is set for life. Zombie apocalypse breaks out. He is set for life. Just get high on meth. He'll survive the night.
And you know what? I bet you this. I bet rubbing that one out was like the best feeling ever because he was so fucking pumped on the meth and fighting the dudes. I bet it was the best thing ever, like the best finish.
With all that blood pumping from fighting the cops and the insanity of the meth and everything, how did he not rip it off?
I know. What the hell, right? I mean, but seriously, what kind of person tries to get in a fight with 15 police officers when you're like while you're jerking it off?
Honestly, I think
He was on meth.
You don't get in. I don't think you go searching for 15 police officers. I think you're just doing illegal activity. You get the attention of one, and one thing leads to another, and it just dominoes into 15.
Yeah, but, like
20
I've heard of
or
people who are on
SWAT
meth who do really stupid things, but that's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the fucking thing. It's fucking meth.
Simply what?
So the message here is do not do meth.
And masturbate and fight off 15 cops at one time.
Yeah, see,
because
that's the message.
it's
So
not cool.
this is
It's
the
not cool.
story of the day. What the fuck was this guy thinking? He's on meth. He's fucking rubbing one out and fighting 15 policemen at once. What the fuck is this guy thinking?
I mean,
what
yeah,
the fuck is running through his head? Is he fucking punching marshmallows or something? Like
No.
in his brain, is he? He's just trying, like in his mind. In his mind,
Marshmallows come from?
he's on meth. He's tripping out. He's tripping out.
What's he think his dick is? A bop it?
Okay. Now here's my other question.
Oh
What the fuck was wrong with these police officers that they couldn't take this guy down?
Maybe they were just laughing their
Canadian.
asses off. What the fuck did you say? I didn't hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
So apparently,
on,
Ronald
hold on,
here
hold on, no,
really
no.
doesn't like
Put,
Canadians.
no, shut up! Say your question again. Say your question again. Because all of this is going to come out as a bunch of bullshit. Like, no one's going to be able to understand what the fuck just happened
So-
and why the hell we're laughing.
So here was my
So-
original question. What the fuck was wrong with these police officers that couldn't take down this one dude?
They were Canadian.
I would like to apologize right now on Riley's behalf
Very start of this
to all the
podcast,
Canadian
Riley.
citizens.
Hey, now you take a shot at, no, he needs to apologize for himself.
Yeah, apologize for yourself. That was kind of a douche move,
Yeah,
man.
apologize for yourself.
I apologize to all the Canadians
Goddamn.
listening to this
You
podcast.
ignorant white asshole.
Except
Stereotyping
for real.
like
I'll say
a
this.
white man.
I will apologize.
Canadians are very nice.
I will apologize to all the Canadians in this, except for one. If you're listening to this, you know who you are.
Haha. And just
You're
so you
listening
all
to
know,
this,
the reason I
obviously,
made
like-
that stereotypical white joke is because all three of us are white, and so that at least balances the scale of, you know, we're ripping on ourselves as well. So yeah.
Oh man, I could have made a terrible joke there, but I caught myself.
You wanna
Alright.
hurt?
Alright, so I think it's time to wrap up.
No, no. We have more topics to talk about, dude.
Touch it up!
Yeah, we do. And we can save these for another podcast.
Yeah,
Where-
because
where
we're at
we-
almost an
Yeah,
hour.
we
Where
are
we
at
at?
about time. Hour and a half. I think that's good time.
Alright, yeah, I think this is a good time.
Right.
I'd like to simply, Caleb, get ready to hit the button. As soon as I finish my
Okay.
sentence, I
Okay.
want you to hit it.
From Omega to Mars, from the council to the seediest bars, from the reaches of space to the pillars of a sorry grace. There are battle wombitarians lacking in humility. Turians are bragging about their rich invincibility. The clutter of the city spreads to the